Okay, let me just start by showing my P&L of the day. I'm up $75. Now you see the P&L for every single ticker. If you watched yesterday's video, I was up in total $1,623. Now I'm just have $23. Part of it is I have to pay commissions, I have to pay for data fees, and I have to pay for the platform fees. I don't know exactly when those costs come in. And yesterday was as well a very commission heavy day because I decided to trade one stock yesterday below $0.50 with a very low ATR. When you have a very low ATR, you have to buy a bunch of shares. The more shares I buy, the more commission I need to pay. Anyway, let's get into today. First, I will be honest, this day could have been much greener, just as yesterday. Today it's more bad luck instead of bad trading because my trading was quite solid, and that's the most important. If you want to have a video how I select stocks and go through this selection process, I'm happy to make it. All you need is just to comment, and then okay, we are coming here with our first trade. This is actually a very interesting one. But what we see here on a daily chart, we have here this support resistance area, we have here this resistance here, we have here this support area, and we have also here this resistance in the pre-market, so this pre-market high. What I'm looking for is actually, my initial entry is I'm actually kind of expecting a breakout, so that a bunch of volumes comes in, and bam, we shoot up. So then I want to see a bunch of green. I don't want to see any big orders. So here, no big orders, and preferably here some big orders. So big on the buy side. That's what I'm looking at. But there's also a second possibility, which is also as interesting, that we get here a big sell order and that the price will just kangaroo tail down. And then that's my hammer setup, and then, well, I short this beautifully. So what I will now show basically how it turned out, so you can watch exactly what happened, how I'm responding to this exact spot here. So I'm still looking at these highs. I wanted to break with volume and then to sell off. Now it broke. I didn't see enough volume coming in, so I'm still waiting. What is here the position? Which direction are we going? What will happen? So it takes this time to develop this choice. And then, okay, now I decided to short. Now let me be very clear. We see here a blue candle. Now what does this blue candle on better volume means? It's quite of a volume candle, so it means we are here at an important area and there's a blue candle and we're forming here this kangaroo tail. So that's clearly this kangaroo tail, that's just this type of wick. Bam, that's a small body with a big wick. So that's what we are forming. So we got sold into, and we also make a new high. You can clearly see a new high, and volume is increasing, but the price is decreasing, meaning a lot of sellers are there. And when the bulls and the bears are fighting, join the winning team. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Who is gonna win, the bulls or the bears? And if I be honest, I truly love to be more on the bull side because it's a more fun game, bullish. But well, this time the bears won. So I decided to go short, and now checking the exact placement, where should my stop loss be and where my profit target. So well, as expected, we got here beautifully sold into. Now, if there was here some bigger volume indication, I would add here to my position. Was not, so perfect timing. My TP got reached. And then what I'm actually expecting, because now I want to put my stop loss right here to protect my profits. I don't know. On hindsight, it's a good placement. Like we get here this level, and we have here a possibility that we are gonna sell all the way up, like here, that we are gonna give everything back. That was actually what I was expecting, but I still wanna protect my profit and have a very nice run with still half of the size that's still in this position. Now, so I placed my stop loss. We're still 21 minutes before the open, and so I'm protecting $20 right now. There was also another trade. Guys, this one, KSS was a phenomenal ticker to trade today, but it wasn't on my radar. And when it was finally on my radar, I did not have a perfect entry, so I missed the move. And that got me, honestly, if there's one thing that frustrates me the most, and this is a very good lesson if you realize that of yourself, chasing is the worst things you can do. There are endless opportunities in the market. But like, for this particular ticker, I missed the opportunity and I was just watching. I was watching where I was not in there, and that eats a little bit away from me because I love to be in that, but I didn't see it on time. And the key there is then, hey, can I accept this? Because there's no point in trying to chase, because long term you will lose. This time if I chased, it would have worked, but long term you will lose in the end. It's gambling, so you have to follow your edge. So I truly saw this sticker on my scanner way too late, and missed this beautiful entry, and then it just ended up getting up and getting right here. Was I considering before? Bam, massive, absolute massive squeeze up, and it keeps on going. I was like, oh my god. So but that's just part of the game. That happens sometimes. Not to chase. Now here at these highs, I wasn't certain, so I wait for certainty, and I don't like to trade like in the first minute. It's not my perfect way to trade, but we can see how this is evolving at these highs, and that's always a good thing. If you now I record these type of trades because it's valuable. You can learn something from that, and just to watch, what did I see, what did I miss, what did I feel, how can I learn from that. And this is also partly why doing these reviews. I hope it will help you, but it helps me as well. So again, here we see basically my phenomenal setup. We are trying to break this pre-market resistance. We cannot break it, and then here would be a good short entry, like right here, exact thing that I did with the ticker above. I did not have the courage to put in my short. I was doubting for some reason, so I didn't put in my. It's fine to miss setups, no worries. You can learn from that. It's way better to miss setups than to randomly do something because you're afraid to miss it. And now let's check out H2OO. My stop loss area, I still like it. I still expect it to sell off. I feel I give it enough room here above VWAP. That's perfectly. In the end, it did exactly what I was expecting it to do, but I just got stopped out right there, just by a few ticks. Now, an argument I could make, like, hey, set my stop loss on break even, sure. That would have been an idea, but I don't mind it right above VWAP. I just got very, very unlucky in this area. Here would be an argument to get. So if I didn't got stopped out on my gain of $20, this move would have made me around $90 to $100. And that's massive. That is massive for my account size. Because I'm up $75 today. It's like more than double that I'm up. So it's a bit unfortunate, but truly that happens sometimes, and that's part of the game. Okay, so let's continue with the other two tickers I traded. Oh yes, this is actually a beautiful, phenomenal trade. If I was thinking when I was making these trades, my timing for both my tickers was, I don't know how to say it, but perfect. Absolutely perfection. I want to show here the entry. Look, this is such a perfect timing, but I want to truly explain my approach here. So we have here the support, but this also the support on the daily chart. So we have here on the daily chart for Lockheed Martin got sold off. And I'm expecting truly a gap fill that we can have a beautiful upside. We're on this, and that's basically what I'm expecting. We're gonna bounce and move beautifully upwards. That's the idea. From here back to the gap fill. So it's sold off, and I'm expecting here to bounce back at this support there. So it's sold off, and I'm expecting that this will just bounce back at this. So I'm looking for my entry. I want to see some confirmation that the price is accepting that level, not just go in there blindly and hope for the best, because, well, nothing will happen. So here I see the price here rejecting, bam, entered in the trade, and my goal is basically I'm waiting. When it breaks VWAP, I will add to my position, and then I will take half of the table when I've reached 4R. That's basically the way I manage my risk. So here we see this beautiful consolidation on Lockheed Martin. If I see here a squeeze up, if I see volume, but preferably here because it's a large cap stocks, there's quite a big difference how to trade small caps compared to large cap stocks. Now on the lower screen, we have here again DGT. Yesterday, DGT wasn't really a success. I thought, okay, I was doubting if I should have traded today, but on the daily chart, I saw some possibility. And if the SPY, at the time the SPY was still trending upwards, and if the overall market was bullish, the meme stocks are quite into play. So this breakout on the daily chart, I have to be honest, is not the cleanest. If I'm honest with myself, this is not an A+ setup. It's maybe a B- or a C setup. So not necessarily something I should play. That's also sometimes how will I play here with yesterday's highs. Also keep in mind, I'm handling now here two tickers. Now keep in mind, now what happened in the meantime, we see that I added here my TP level and managed my position for Lockheed Martin. But in the meantime, we still have our Donald Trump network. And yeah, I entered in the DGT trade. Hopefully it like bounces and can squeeze up nicely. That did not end up happening at all. This was for sure definitely one of the more questionable trades of the day, but I'll take it. And now again, we are at Lockheed Martin. I took profit here at these highs. Now we come back here to my support area. I can just add to my position and have another TP at the high. So I just added and I'm waiting and I have another TP. This trade was actually okay. You see this resistance on the daily chart. Now it's quite a big, it's a bag holder stock. So it's quite likely that we will sell off at these highs. But if we see here at these highs that we can squeeze, that we still can see a beautiful short squeeze. So I'm looking, is there a potential for a short squeeze here? If there's gonna be a short squeeze, hey, I'm gonna be in there. So I'm still looking, so the first thing I do, I never go blindly into a stock. First with the price action, it needs to confirm, I want to see a rejection and then it should break that rejection of these daily highs. So here comes that rejection, we are at this rejection at the daily highs and I'm looking like, okay, if we now can squeeze higher, I'm just gonna enter in this ticker. I see here this confirmation on the level 2 and so I saw the confirmation on level 2, managed my position size correctly. Oh my, this is the one I missed. Here, on level 2. This is what I missed. I want to rewind because now I see it on level 2. Okay, look at level 2. I'm trying to pause it on the exact time so we can see it because it goes fast and you have to be right on time. Yes, okay, here is a massive order here. That's a big resistance. This should have been my warning sign not to go further and to take most of it off the table, because that means the price is just going to get slammed down. That is why it's so important to focus with these small cap stocks, with especially this type of breakout setups for small caps. On the level 2 here, seeing this resistance is clearly. Now let's just look at how this stock is developing. We see here, clearly it stays on level 2. Now we get sold into. So if this was the case, did I take off the table for this position? Actually, I took off the table, so that is good. If we still can make new highs, I don't see big resistance, then I would be likely to add to the position. So let's see if we can, if I still see new highs. On level 2, bam, we get here. This was another mistake. I added in a position, but big. That was a 30, that's like, it's in millions, I think, 30 million shares that got in on the ask. That's truly not a good position to add. Okay, then I probably would have added here, which is fine. So this was again a good position to, and again we see this big resistance. We see it. So ask, if we keep on focusing on the ask, which is so important with these breakout setups, if we keep on forming on the ask, there are plenty of resistance that I missed. So my position was a bit too big in order for this trade to work. I would only have a starter size here and then build up, but resistance kept on coming in. So there was not a clear confirmation to enter. Yeah, you can see here that the great thing that I have done is I took, when it was not working, I took immediately half of the table, but then I was still a bit too late because the price got slammed down right now. And then I wanted to set my stop loss, was too late, so I had to, well, manually get out everything. Overall, decent. Not the best, not the worst. In the meantime, we have here LMT. Again, now my goal is now just, hey, we are trending beautifully upwards. If we break here, we're gonna go to the moon. We can fill this gap and possibly a swing trade. That's what I'm looking for. But but here I was still considering adding to my position here at this bounce of VWAP. Well, didn't find a good entry, so it's like, yeah, gonna let that one go. Now for PLR, the trade I just did, I'm looking again for this possible break. If it's gonna work the second time, that can be a beautiful squeeze. I'll give a spoiler. I tried to enter, but my order didn't go through. So, and then the trade would not have worked out in my favor. So I got lucky here, and well, sometimes. So I'm looking for a possible entry and I want to see that squeeze without resistance. I will just focus. Is there actually a squeeze happening? Is this possible? We see a bunch of resistance. It's not there yet. So it's always important, like, how is the price responding towards these highs? And keep on looking at level 2, keep on looking at the time and sales. These two windows are the most important right now, because here you can see the resistance. So what orders, how big are the orders? And here you can see how fast are they, is the follow through. And that will give you a clear indication what direction and how it's going. Now, I tried to exact enter right here. My order didn't work, and I'm honestly quite grateful for that, because I would have been stopped out regardless. So got a bit lucky. Sometimes you have a bit of luck. For this particular ticker, I missed my entry here. So here with Lockheed Martin, I'm just trailing my stop loss with VWAP. So in the case if it doesn't work, we get sold off, well, at least I have protected my profit. Here the screen recording stops, and that's usually at 11 I stop recording, because then it's the end of my trading day. But we can always look how it turned out. So what happened with Lockheed Martin? We are right here. I'm following my stop loss, trailing my stop loss with VWAP. We get massively sold into. If I was bearish on this ticker, this would have been a possible entry. We have here a big volume bar down. So this would be a wonderful short, but I wasn't short. I wasn't short for this ticker, and it's after 11, then I already have stopped trading. I just had my stop loss. Overall, I'm green for today, and let's keep on growing this account.